Hello everyone, welcome again to another edition of Sports Masters. We are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
We are back and just as mediocre as ever with Week 8 of the 2015 NFL season. Before we get into Week 8, let's do a recap of Week 7. In Week 7 we had the Thursday night game, which was the Seahawks at the 49ers.
And I decided to go 49ers.
Yeah, and the Seahawks won 20-3.
Pretty,
Yeah, Sacker Pick looked bad. He got sacked a lot.
Yeah, he did.
It was pretty terrible. All right, moving into the Sunday games, we had the Bills, the Jags, and the Jags won, and we both picked the Bills, so we got that wrong.
Yeah.
The next game, we had the Browns and the Rams. We both went Browns, and they lost to the Rams.
Yeah.
I guess, isn't that
surprising?
Yeah, I guess. All right, next we had the Vikings, the Lions. I went Vikings.
And I went Lions?
I think so. In either case, the Vikings won.
Mm-hmm.
Next we had the Texans, the Dolphins. We both went Dolphins, and the Dolphins won. They slaughtered them. Well, it seemed like a slaughter like halfway through the game, and then the Texans came back, like it scored 20 points.
Yeah.
Because it was like 40-0, it seemed like, for a long time.
Right.
But the Dolphins did win. We both got that one right. Next we had the Saints at the Colts. You picked the Saints, I picked the Colts, and the Saints won.
The Saints were slaughtering them for a lot of the game. The Colts kind of came back, but man, they're on the skid.
Yeah, they're not looking very good. So I got that one wrong, you got that one right. Next we had the Steelers at the Chiefs. We both went Steelers, and the Chiefs won.
The Chiefs won.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, because they were looking pretty bad there for a while.
Yeah.
Next we had the Jets at the Patriots, and the Patriots won, and we both picked the Patriots, but it was... Brady played really well.
But there was a crap load of drop passes.
Yeah, LaFell dropped
primarily.
a lot.
I mean, you get Russ, but come on, 7 passes, that's nuts.
Yeah, but he did end up catching, was it a touchdown? No.
I know he caught a couple.
Yeah, but he did catch a few good ones for us.
But I mean, he's a receiver. That's his occupation.
Yeah.
To drop 7 passes.
Amendola actually did really well that game.
Amendola was clutch. He came through.
Yeah, he really came through.
Catches, yeah.
That where he climbed the invisible ladder to catch that ball.
Yeah.
That was a terrible throw by Brady, but he caught it.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Next we had the Buccaneers at the Redskins. We both picked the Bucks, and the Redskins won.
Squeaked out at 1 point win. What's going
on?
on?
Yeah.
This year has been crazy.
Oh my God. And then we had
they got RG3 out of there, so anyway.
Yeah. Then the Falcons at the Titans. We both went Falcons and they won. Okay.
10 point, yeah.
Yeah. And then we went Chargers against the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders Chargers. Everyone I think probably went Chargers here.
And the Raiders won.
Chargers almost beat Green Bay last week,
Yeah.
And Raiders, man, same thing with the Redskins, Raiders. What is going on? Some weeks they show up and some weeks they're their usual selves. It's terrible.
Yeah. All right, next we had the Cowboys at the Giants. We both went Cowboys, and the Giants won. Oh, my God.
There's 2 times a year I root for the Cowboys.
Yeah, same here.
But the Giants.
Yeah, and the Cowboys look like they came out real strong. Their first drive.
They've had a couple games like that.
Yeah,
where the second half it's just reverse numbers. They just fall apart.
And Castle played in that game, right?
Yeah. Before it was with Whedon, but Castle was still solid. He wasn't throwing picks all over the place the way Whedon does.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, next we had the Eagles at the Panthers. I think we both went Panthers.
Yes.
And the Panthers won, 27-16. So I guess we got that one right. They're still undefeated. The Panthers. That's kind of crazy.
I think they're still 6. It's first time in NFL history.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then the Monday night game, we had the Ravens at the Cardinals. We both went Cardinals, and they won.
Even though the Ravens threw a pick in the end zone that could have tied it up or won the game.
No, I think they had to score that and a 2-point conversion.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Well.
Yeah, so they could have won the game with that touchdown and 2-point conversion.
Or they could have tied it anyway.
Yeah, tied it, yeah. All right, well, let's move into Week 8. All right, Week 8, the Thursday night game, the Dolphins at the Patriots.
Yep, and earlier in the season, the Dolphins were terrible. The last couple weeks, they have been game busters, man.
Yeah,
last week they lit it up, and they always say that we have a weak division, the AFC East, but it seems like these teams gel right when we're playing. We still manage to win, and that's going to be my pick. Obviously, the Patriots. I think that I was reading earlier that they're by far the Super Bowl champion favorites again this year.
Right.
All the Vegas odds are Patriots as the winners. For Lions, it's well, I don't even know if it's possible at this point. What's their division looking like? I don't know. But,
I don't even know.
Anyway, they're at the bottom of the list. Patriots are going to be my pick. Dolphins, Man, Tannehill broke a record. He beat Peyton Manning and who was the other? Donovan McNabb for consecutive completed passes. It wasn't a very high number. I think it was like 27
game or like
consecutive completed passes. So and then what I wasn't sure was like just straight passes one after the other, no runs, but I think it was just consecutive completed passes. But yeah, he overtook Peyton Manning was 3, Donovan McNabb, and now Tannehill is the number 1. So he's he looked like he was just falling apart a couple weeks ago, and they had faith in him for a reason. Nonetheless, Patriots are at home, and they're going to win this game.
Yeah, I have to agree with the Patriots. I mean, they're looking strong with LaFell. Yeah, a lot of dropped passes, but he had a few good catches for some gains. And even with Edelman, he dropped that one. That was like, it would have been a touchdown. We had to settle for a field goal. But he's still Edelman. He still makes great catches.
And he still scored a touchdown, did he not?
Yeah, I think he did. And then Edelman has been coming up big this season. And towards the end of last season, he did. Remember when they threw it to Edelman, and Edelman threw it to him against the Ravens?
Or no, you were saying Edelman, but you mean Amendola.
Amendola, he threw it to Edelman, and then Edelman threw it to Amendola.
Right.
So Amendola has been coming up big for us.
Right.
So, I mean, and Brady's he's on fire.
Yeah. He's got the highest QBR right now.
Yeah. He's on par to
the one interception he's thrown was right in his hands.
Yeah.
And he threw it into someone else.
So it went off of his body. He just tapped it up to the other guy.
Yeah.
It was sad, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Patriots on this one.
Right. All right. First Sunday night matchup, we have Lions at the Chiefs.
Wow, this is a tough matchup because both teams are looking fairly bad, but they both had a good win recently.
Games, yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go with the home team. I think on this one with the Chiefs. They just came off a win, and they're at home, and the Lions aren't looking that great. So I really don't know. I mean, this is. Flip that coin. Go either way.
It could, yeah. I mean, they still have Calvin Johnson, the Lions. I mean, I'm going to have to agree with you. Chiefs still are the superior team, and they're at home. So, the Chiefs, though, they lost Macklin. Or I know he was injured last week, and that's why I was super surprised. I was thinking, they lost the running back.
Oh, what's his name? I can't even think, dude.
Oh, man.
Every time I'm on the spot, I forget their names.
I know. There's a word for that. It's like a something, but... well, anyway, their Pro Bowl caliber running back is out for the year, and that was their offense. And then Macklin was injured, so I was like, oh, there's no way they win last week against the Steelers, and they pulled that off. So I don't know if Macklin's coming back or not, but in any case, they did beat the Steelers, and I think they'll have less of a hard time beating the Lions at home. So, Chiefs.
All right, next we have the Chargers at the Ravens.
And man, the Chargers lost the Raiders, and the Ravens lost the Cardinals. Good team, but last few weeks Cardinals haven't looked quite as good, but squeaked out a win. Chargers nearly beat Green Bay. They're always a solid team. They could win just about any game, but I see them winning this game. They've just come off really disappointing loss, and hopefully going to come out and smack the Ravens around a little bit.
All right, I think I'm going to have to go with the Ravens on this one. We were just talking a little while ago that their record is terrible.
But they have a total of 28 points deficit in all those losses.
Yeah, so they're not losing by a whole lot. They almost came back to beat the Cardinals. So, and the Chargers, I mean, both these teams right now are practically on par.
Yeah, it is a
So, conflict. I mean, the Ravens are at home. Even though last time I said that, they ended up losing. But I'm going to have to go with the Ravens. I think the Chargers are good, but I think the Ravens might just be a little bit better. I think Joe Flacco is a better quarterback than Philip Rivers, so I have to go with that one.
Go either way. I don't know if I agree with that. I'd say they both have their, I don't know. Anyhow, the next game, we have Cardinals visiting the Browns.
All right, I'm going to have to go with the Cardinals in this one. I think they're a better team overall, and the Browns, they're hit and miss,
They've had a couple where,
Yeah. I mean,
it seems like every team has had a couple like that this year. But
yeah. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I mean, there's really no contest.
Yeah, I can't disagree. This might be a game that I would have had that as my upset for the week, because that would be an upset, despite them being at home. But because I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm going to go Cardinals here. And I think they will win. That would be an upset for the Browns to win.
Yeah. All right, next we have the Vikings at the Bears. Another interesting game. Divisional game.
Yeah. I mean, the Bears are at home, and at first, they were getting a lot of slack, and Jay Cutler's just Jay Cutler. But the Vikings have come out with some really high-scoring games.
Yes, and they almost beat the Broncos.
Yeah, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he's kind of an up-and-comer receiver for the Vikings this year.
Right, yeah, I can't remember.
Bears also have a couple, too, but part of me actually wants to go Bears, but I'm not. I'm going to go Vikings. Vikings on the road.
Yeah, my first initial reaction would be Vikings, so I think I'm going to stick with the Vikings. Normally I would just kind of go against you and maybe to go Bears, but
yeah,
the last time, I don't know. I'll have to go Vikings.
Okay.
I don't know why, I'm just going to go Vikings.
Well, I think they're a better team. But anyhow, so next we have Bengals facing the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
The undefeated Bengals against the Steelers.
Who are undefeated.
And I think they said Big Ben's coming back to this game.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know last week was the earliest when he first got injured that he would have come back, so...
Yeah, so I think he's coming back. But I'm not sure. In the headline, I didn't read the article, but it said, like, Mike Tomlin is comfortable where Big Ben is at in his recovery, which tells me it's not 100%. It's good enough to play.
Or he's just keeping people on their toes,
Yeah, that's true, but...
he's the kind of coach that would do that, too. He's kind of conniving and scheming and trying to trick people on the sidelines. And
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I think right now they're still playing red hot. They're still undefeated. This is a division rivalry, so I'm going to go Bengals.
By the way, imagine if Bill Belichick did that. Remember when Tomlin did that, and like it was kind of a big deal. They talked about it for a week or two.
Yeah.
Imagine Bill Belichick came out in the field and tried tripping somebody. We would be talking about that until we were old men.
You're absolutely right. Especially if we won the game.
Yeah, I mean,
the Steelers lost the game, so that's why the Ravens even said, "Oh yeah, we're going to laugh about it later."
Yeah.
But if we lost, we'd probably make a bigger deal.
Right.
But the Steelers ended up losing. That's why it wasn't a big deal. But you're right. Even if the Patriots lost, it would have still been a huge deal. Tripgate.
Right.
They would have came up with something big. It's a huge debacle and it's a scam.
He's gonna get fired. He can't ever coach again.
Yeah, all this stuff. Yeah,
you couldn't see. I mean, I see Bill Belichick as a man of integrity. He would never do something like that. But imagine. But anyhow. Yeah. Tangent over. Wait, did you make your pick?
Yeah, I picked the Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals. Whether or not Bill Belichick, whether or not
Big Ben
Roethlisberger comes back, Cocklisberger I like to call him. Bengals are far superior. Usually they're hit or miss, but they're saying Andy Dalton this year is coming out like he's not firing up his team the way he's not like a big leader, but. They said that there's like a little bit of Compton in him now or something like that. I forget how they worded it, but he is a different quarterback this year. He doesn't have that normal inconsistency that he usually has. So
right.
You never know. This might be the week, but I'm going to go Bengals.
All right. Next we have the Titans at the Texans.
Titans at Texans.
I think the Titans are 1-5, and the Texans are 2-5.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's a tough one.
Yes.
I really see either way. I really like Brian Hoyer, even though they've taken him out a couple times this year, which I think is a mistake. But I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go Texans, even though part of me thinks that. Well, actually, we asked about this. You asked about this last week. Mariota getting injured, and he was, and I think I heard he's not going to play.
Right, he's not playing this game. That's what I read.
Okay, all right. So yeah, definitely I'm gonna go.
At least
Texans.
I think that's what I read. I know he didn't play last week, but I don't think he's playing this week either.
Right. All right. Well, Texans is my pick.
Because of that, I'm going to go Texans as well. They're at home. Mariota, who isn't a great quarterback, but it's his first season, and he was playing pretty well. Throwing a few interceptions and stuff, but not bad for his first season as an NFL quarterback. But the Texans, at home without Mariota, so the Texans are going to win.
Yeah. Next we have the hated Giants visiting the Saints in New Orleans. Nods.
I hate the Giants. The Saints. I'm going Saints. They're at home. The Saints.
Yeah. Who did they beat again last week? The Colts.
Yeah.
I say the Colts. Despite their terrible streak, still far superior to the Giants, and I picked the Saints last week, and I'm going to do it again. I don't think we disagreed yet, have we?
Yes, we have the Chargers Ravens. I went Ravens.
Oh, okay. All right, so Saints here.
All right, next we have the 49ers at the Rams.
It's divisional. I mean, the 49ers had a couple games, or was it just one where they came out? And
it was 2 games. I think it was like the first game of the season and then like 2 weeks ago.
I think they had like a Thursday night. They were pretty close together. That's why I assumed. But Man, last week they were so
my
bad. 3 points. I saw this meme. It was funny. It was a picture of Homer Simpson, and it said like Bay Area fans or Bay Area NFL fans, and it's a picture of Homer Simpson, but he's got a 49ers logo. Then there's a bush behind him, and then it shows him backing into the bush. You just see his nose. And he comes back out, and there's a Raiders symbol. Pretty funny. I have to go with the LA, probably in the near future, Rams. The Rams.
Yeah, it probably will be the LA Rams again in the future. But I have to agree, the Rams, the Niners are looking like crap. It's a divisional game. We've said multiple times the Rams play the division tougher than any other teams. So especially at home in the dome, right? They play in the dome. Yeah, so yeah, they're gonna win. The Niners sacker pick's gonna get sacked so many times,
and probably picked several times.
Exactly.
All right, we have Buccaneers visiting the Falcons.
All right, well, the Falcons won last week.
Yeah, 10-7 though.
Yeah, it wasn't a very pretty game, but the Bucs, I don't like them. Falcons.
Yeah, the Bucs, like, it's one of those teams like, why are they here? Because we have to have 32 teams, you know. But
yeah.
But they've had a couple of games that they've come out and scored some points. Defense has come through a few times. I don't see it happening against Falcons. They've got a few problems that can be exploited on the Falcons, and I think that's why they're kind of on a skid right now. I think people are kind of figuring out how to pick them apart, but
yeah.
I don't think the Buccaneers and Lovie Smith is that guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Buccaneers pulled this one off, but Falcons at home.
The Buccaneers won the Super Bowl in like
yeah, over a decade ago.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, next we have the Jets at the Raiders.
The Jets are a pretty good team this year, man.
Yeah, one of the toughest defenses in the league.
And they now have a 2-4 record. It's crazy because last week, if they beat the Patriots, they would have been in the lead in that division, which is just amazing to me. But thank God they didn't. Raiders had a very surprising win against the Chargers, but I can't pick the Jets. Raiders at home, man. Raiders at home.
This is a tough one for me. I want to say Raiders. They're coming off a win. But it's like, what, their first or second or third win or something like that this season? Like, they're just not doing that well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick them anyway because I hate the Jets. The Raiders are at home.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, so the Raiders for the win.
All right. Next we have the Seahawks visiting the Cowboys.
All right. The Seahawks are going to win this game. The Cowboys are in shambles. You know, without Des Bryant and Tony Romo, and they lost DeMarco Murray to the Eagles.
Yeah.
So they're just not the same team that they were last year, and they're going through quarterbacks. I mean, Matt Castle, he's okay, but he seemed to... Yeah, but he's still not that great. He had the one good season in New England. He sucked in Kansas City. He sucked in Minnesota. Then he go to, like, the Bills for a little while as a backup.
Yeah.
And now he's on the Cowboys as a backup.
He's got a lot of NFL starts, but he's also like 50 years old or something. He's not 50, but he's getting up there, and he's pretty old.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks. They're a much better team, even though they haven't had a whole lot of wins this season, but they're better than the Cowboys.
And Seahawks are one of those teams. I don't know if I'd be happy if the Cowboys won this game. I think I hate the Cowboys worse, but the Seahawks are on that pedestal that I like seeing them get knocked off of,
Yeah.
At the same time, the Cowboys fan base is by far the most obnoxious, and they don't ever shut up, and then them boys and everything they say is just so... if you see these threads on the NFL stuff, it's like, imagine like a Redskins fans were like that. You're like, how about them skins? Like, you'd say, you're an idiot, your team sucks. What are you talking? Like, it wouldn't make sense, and that's what the Cowboys, and they're so... They don't realize that they just need to shut up, but it's into that tangent too. Sorry. I'm going to pick the Seahawks. They're a better team. They're definitely gelling.
More so now, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't lose again this season. But
yeah, same as last season. They didn't do too well the first half, then they just turned it on.
Yeah, so
went away with it.
Kind of starting to happen, but
too bad.
Yeah, Seahawks.
All right, next we have the undefeated Packers at the undefeated Broncos.
Right, and finally, we're going to get rid of that numerous undefeated teams. Packers. I mean, the Packers have been underwhelming recently, but the Broncos have been underwhelming since the start of the season. I have no idea. He's got like one of the worst QB ratings. He's got way more interceptions than I mean, I don't know how they're doing the Broncos this year. I mean, they had that year where they were like, breaking records, and it's how it's just gone to polar opposite. He's the worst quarterback in the league right now.
That's so crazy. He was the best two seasons ago.
And they're talking about, he'll probably come back another year, and it's mostly because he wants to break all these records. It's just go away, Peyton Manning. Packers.
Yeah, the Packers are a stronger team. Well, they have a much stronger quarterback, that's for sure. I'm not sure about their defense.
The Broncos,
better.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's their saving grace is their defense is incredibly strong. But the Packers are just so good. Like, overall, they're just a really good team.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers, I think he scrambles too much. Like Brady likes to just sit in the pocket and throw the ball.
He's been doing it more, though.
Well, he has. Not against the Jets, against whoever played before that.
Colts.
Yeah, he scrambled a few times to throw it, but it seems like Rodgers does it every single time. He scrambles and runs either way and then throws on the run. Yeah. And it works. He gets touchdowns and yardage and stuff. Yeah. But I just think he does it too much. Like, it's going to wear him out, I think, eventually. But
perhaps.
I still think they're better than the Broncos at this point. And they're going to send the Broncos, well, actually, they're at home, so they're going to beat the Broncos at home.
Yeah, send them home to their homes. Did I already pick? But I was gonna say, even if the Broncos somehow manage to get some points up, the Packers are that team that will come back. They're gonna win. But anyhow, all right. So do I say it? Okay? So final game, we have Colts at the Panthers.
Colts at the Panthers. The Panthers are looking really good. They're still undefeated. And the Colts are looking pretty bad.
They're probably the most surprising team in the league to be undefeated. The Panthers, I thought they were going nowhere. They lost all the receivers, and Cam Newton, he's always, to me, been not a very good quarterback. I mean, he's good. He was a first-round pick, or number one overall. Yeah. But I thought he never really lived. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I have to go Panthers. They're so much better at this point. The Colts are looking real bad, like really bad. Yeah. And everyone picked them to go to the Super Bowl this year. And they're looking like crap. And the Panthers, nobody picked them to do anything, and they're undefeated. And they're going to stay undefeated at home in Carolina against the Colts.
And I had every intention on saying that right now. I was like, there's no way. But the way they played the Patriots, they played them really. I mean, they fell off again last week, but they have it in them. We know Andrew Luck is an awesome quarterback.
Yes,
he has
true.
them. I mean, the problem there is that offensive line that they never addressed. And I think the Panthers. I mean, they have been doing extremely well this year, but it just seems like a fluke. Even though they've been. I'm just gonna go Colts. It's kind of my gut feeling that's gonna be. There's gonna be two teams this week that will no longer be undefeated, and Panthers will be one of them.
All right.
We need to differ on more than one. So that's the other reason.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do a recap of what we chose. I chose the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Cardinals, the Vikings, the Bengals, the Texans, the Saints, the Rams, the Falcons, the Raiders, the Seahawks, the Packers, and the Cardinals, or the Panthers.
You almost switched to the Jets there, didn't you?
No.
All right. We only differed on two. All right. So Patriots, Chiefs, Chargers, Cardinals, Vikings, Bengals, Texans, Saints, Rams, Falcons, Raiders, Seahawks, Packers, Colts.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll be whatever we do. There's only those two games that we differed on. So we'll see who has the better record. I didn't calculate our records for this last week. For week 7, but I'm pretty sure we both did really badly.
Yeah, I think we have this matching too, because I got one, we differed on a couple. One that I got wrong, one that you got wrong.
Yeah, so I think we had matching records. It was bad. I think it was like 4-6 or something. Like we just did really bad. There's a lot of upsets, like the Redskins.
Yeah, this has been a really weird year, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was glad for the Redskins, but it really hurt our picks.
Yeah.
Anyway, those were our picks for week 8. Tune in next week when we do a recap of our picks for week 8 into our week 9 picks. Until then, we are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
Boston Boy.
Reminding you to speak your geek.
And balance your geek.
Speak with liberty.